What's up, guys? So it is the next video on the LQ4 6.0 rebuild. In the last video we removed the valve covers, rockers, rods, and the heads along with the crank pulley. In this video we're going to move on to removing all the front plate, rear plate, flipping it over, taking off the oil pan, removing the oil pickup, and pretty much tearing the rest of this engine apart, pulling out the rods, the cam, and everything else. So let's get to it. All right, now that we got that crank pulley off, we'll take off this timing cover right here. It's just a 10mm socket. Well, missing 2 bolts on the bottom here. And they all are the same size, so no worries with mixing them up. Not too bad. That opens up our whole timing chain and everything. Seems pretty loose, but I'm no expert, so maybe that's how they are. Or... Either way, we got a new timing chain, so don't matter. So let's see, what else? So, we'll pull this plate off up top now, so we'll get going with that. I'll lift you guys back up here. We'll just stick all the bolts right back in here for now. Later on, when I go get this thing probably all resurfaced and everything, probably take out all these bolts, throw them in a baggie, label them. That way I know where they go later. But I think now we'll start pulling off all this and then flip the engine over, pull off the I'm brain dead, forgot the name. The oil pan, pull off the oil pan, start getting that all figured out. So, alrighty, we'll be back. Alrighty guys, so I was gonna pull this oil pump off, but I just realized that there is a bolt underneath here that holds the pickup tube to it. So we'll leave this on, flip the engine over, pull the oil pan off, and then we'll get back to this. So here we go. Before we do that, I'm probably gonna put a towel down because I don't know, there's probably gonna be some other oil somewhere that's gonna come out of it. So we'll put this towel down, then flip it. All right, so we got our towel down. Now we'll pull the pin back here and flip this thing over. There's some coolant. Alright, so we got the engine flipped over, so now we'll pull off all the oil pan. This is just 10mm socket again. Oh man, I don't know if you guys can see in there, but alrighty, we are back. We ran out of storage again, so that's why it cut out last time, but I was just showing you the inside of the oil pan, and it's a little bit of sludge in there, but we'll get it all cleaned out and fresh. Now, since we have the oil pan off, we can take off this oil pump as long as, or with the pickup tube here. So it's just, yeah, just 4 10mm bolts. I don't think I need to take these off, but we'll find out. So they're already loose from last time trying. And then I am gonna separate it, so take this one out. And then on the back pickup tube, it's a 13mm. That one more 13mm right here in the middle. Slides right off, and then we'll also pull it out of there. And we'll go set these aside and move on to the next part. All right, next we'll pull off this little cover here. Just a 13mm bolt, 5 of them. Or nut. Gotta make sure put it on back the right way. So
I'm out of here.
Doesn't want to fit this way, so it's only you only put it on one way. Sorry for all that background noise, but once it quiets down, we'll move on to the next part. Alrighty guys, so now that we got the little cover plate off here, we'll go ahead and pull this off. And I was just thinking about top dead center and everything, and supposedly it's when the #1 piston is at fully topped out, which means this arrow or dot on the front here is either straight down or straight up. I believe it's the same for both, whichever way it is, it's still top dead center. Also, let's see. So yeah, so these will be turned where cylinder 1 is topped out on the piston. This will turn to where this little point is down or up, and that's how you'll know you'll have top dead center. So just information when we're going back together, it doesn't really matter right now. I usually like to set it top dead center before when I'm doing like tearing it apart, but we're taking it all the way apart, so it won't really matter anyways. We'll go ahead and pull these 3 bolts out and pop this off. Alright, so on the back of this, it's dummy proof, so it's got the little 3 bolt holes and the single hole for that little knob there to go on, so you'll always know it's in the right spot. Let's see. And now that we got that off, we'll take this timing chain off. Let's see. It's got a little side-to-side play, so maybe it's time to replace it anyways, which we have a new one. This right here is the retainer for the camshaft here. So we'll take that off and the camshaft should be able to pull right out. I think we'll leave that on there for now. And actually, let's go ahead and pull it out. Boom, there it is. We got it out. Not seeing any crazy wear or anything on it. Anyways, we'll set this aside and get moving to the next part. Alrighty guys, so we're to the portion where we need to remove this flex plate. So I think I might be able to squeeze it through here, but we're about to find out right now. So let's go for it. That's a negative 15. Where's your rag? That's right where the starter sits, so won't really mess up anything there. And now I can throw on my jack handle breaker bar. Alrighty guys, so we got all the flex plate bolts out and just wiggling it back and forth here. Just enough room to allow it to slide through. So that was perfect. So we'll just set that aside. Alright, now that we got the flex plate off, we'll start pulling off all these 13mm bolts for this cover here. Once we pop that off, we'll start pulling off all these caps. So let's get to it. All right, finally got all those bolts out. Now we'll just pull this cap off and see what happens. There's that. We will go put it with the other one. All right, now that we got that cap off, we can pull all these caps and lift this right on out of here. So we'll start taking these off. That ain't gonna work. Oh, man. And fast forward to all the bolts being out. Alrighty, so we got all these bolts loosened up, and I was trying to pop off these caps, but finally found out that there are side bolts on each side of these, so we'll take those out and maybe they'll actually come out. Alright, let's see if it wants to come out now. There it is. All right, we'll pull these all out and put them aside, and probably fast forward through that. So. And for the grand finale. Scratch that. Pistons are still attached to it. Dumb idea. Alrighty, so we'll move on to disconnecting all these piston rods next. Alright, so now that we got all those crank caps off, we'll start pulling off these rod caps, and then hopefully we'll be able to pull out this crank. So, and I have the wrong size. All right, and with that, she moves. right. And let's see. I'm gonna find a place to put these pistons when I pull them out, and we'll be back. Alrighty, now that we got the crank out, we'll start popping these pistons out. And a 1. And a 2. All right, now that we got all those out, we'll see what's happening next. Alrighty guys, and with that, we'll probably end the video here. Everything's pretty much out. There's a couple seals that we need to replace, but we'll probably get to those seals as we're putting this back together. So if we reach one, we'll replace it. Other than that, I'm gonna try to get this thing sent somewhere and sandblasted, or I'll take a wire wheel to it myself, get it all cleaned up, get some fresh paint on it, and then we'll start throwing it back together with new parts. So until next time, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you then.